isang tao is magmahal. Naks. Hindi, ibig sabihin, parang kasi para sa akin, yung romance is very relatable, very universal. Lahat, madaling ikwento, madaling maglabas ng ganung mga characters na makaka-relate agad yung audience. And I grew up watching, syempre, yung mga movies like My Minamahal or Got to Believe. So, yung mga ganung movies, yung, kaya ako nagustuhan magkwento rin sa pelikula. Transition, I mean, it's not actually transition. Yung The Missing naman is parang nag-experiment lang ako ng another genre. Pero kahit naman yung mga una kong pelikula, romance pa rin. Kasi for me, hindi naman siya to play safe. Pero syempre, habang hinahanap ko yung voice ko as a filmmaker, doon ko na nararamdaman na, papunta ako sa love, papunta ako sa romance. Kasi parang sa akin yun yung pinakamasarap na experience sa buhay. So yun.
Derek Peterson?
Ako naman, I feel like I gear towards wanting to make a star cinema rom-com for practical reasons. What I mean is, I just feel like, siguro like growing up, and parang naging clear naman na sa akin na I really want to make directing as like a sustainable career. And I feel like nung time ko as a film student, parang the vision of working full-time as a director was to direct rom-coms eventually. So parang yun, parang napunta yung idea of parang going to the star cinema dream because of that. But before that, I think same din naman kami ni Easy na parang I spent most of my 20s trying to make queer love stories happen on screen. So parang madali naman yung like idea of just really wanting to direct love stories kasi gusto ko rin namang ilagay lang naman sa pelikula yung mga experiences ko as a gay man sa love. So gusto yan, baklayin lang ang love. Parang gano'n.
Derek Joey?
Do you know what year were you born?
1989.
Okay. What year were you born, Peterson? 92. Ikaw, Easy.
84.
Tanda mo na ba? No. I asked you why. I asked you your birth years is because in 1991 I wrote May Minamahal and directed May Minamahal. So it means you were 2 years old, you were 7 years old, and you were not yet born. I just played with the idea because I just played with the idea of creating a light romance because the earlier movies done, sina Danny Sialsita, Emmanuel Borlasa, and the likes, all the love stories were such heavy dramas. Okay, but then I wanted to do a light drama. And it's nothing phenomenal, okay? Before that, I did Bakit Labis Kitang Mahal with Aga and Lea Salonga, which was a relatively light romance, but I made it lighter with May Minamahal. So, hindi pa kayo ipinapanganak o mga sanggol pa lang kayo, I was doing it na. Ako naman in reverse. Sawang-sawa na ako sa rom-com. Because I've been doing, because you get branded, oh God, Joey Reyes, okay, let's do rom-coms, okay, let's do, and I've done it for years. But then, I understand what Izzy said earlier na as a director, Gino, you just can't be stuck with one genre. Okay, because if you're stuck with one genre, then you're identified with the trend. And when the trend is over, your career is over. Okay, hindi ba may iba mga director, they're horror directors. Okay, but the horror is over, wala ka na. But so, you know, so now when I ask you, what kind of romantic movie do you want? Sabi ko, what do you want? It's Star Cinema or Viva Max? Hindi ba? You have to be flexible. Okay, you have to be flexible because you're there not for the genre, but you're there for trying out everything that you can. And you must admit, Easy, di ba? Ang sarap gumawa ng horror. Ang sarap gumawa ng horror because of your camera and all that. Rom-com, after a while, ngayon, ano pa ba rom-com ang pwede mong gawin na naiba na unless it's between a man and a horse? Hindi ba? I mean, it's...
Pitch natin yan. I think that's good for Viva Max.
Pitch pa sa Rica, tingnan mo kung papasa. Okay, so you know, I mean, especially now, Gino, after watching all the K-dramas, hindi ba, my
Yes.
God, and the Koreans really have mastered the art of the rom-com. Paano mo tatapatan yun in terms of production value? Hindi ba? Hindi ba? Kahit pa mag-abroad ka, okay, let's spend 3 days in Switzerland, okay, to shoot tayo na para maiba. You cannot match the Korean, ano? So, you have to redefine again the rom-com if you want to succeed. Now, why do I make romantic? Again, it's fun to do. Okay? It's nakakakilig. Okay? And it's pag ako pag gumawa ko ng eksena na nakakakilig, tapos nakita kinikilig ang tao, tawa ako ng tawa, matanga. Di ba?
That's true though. Direct sometimes kasi when we direct a romantic movie, no, we don't really look at the movie na kapag naka-premiere, nanonood na kami sa audience. Kasi we've been watching it so many times sa edit room, paulit-ulit na hindi na kami nanonood ng pelikula. Pinapanood namin kayo, yung audience.
Yeah, that's true. At saka, Gina, just to follow up, no? Sa lahat ng ginawa kong rom-com, ang rom-com na paborito ko yung Aga Sharon. Yung Kung Ako Na Lang Sana. Kasi hindi mga bata, mga mature yung characters. Kasi yung bata yung hampasan ng lobo at sundutan ng rosas. Hindi ba yun? Just how many times can you do that? Hindi ba? Tapos pasukan pa ng team song, montage, habulan, di ba? Habulan sa bukid, di ba?
Yung theme song.
Oh, the theme song. Saan ang montage? Okay, di ba?
Okay.
It's been done to that. Somehow, for me, it's no longer a challenge. It's more of a... No, it's a challenge because you want to do something new with the genre.
With that, no, Direk, what you're saying, do you notice anything different now? Especially, we have different platforms. The audience is, diba, they're on their phones. Yung kaaway namin dito, kung nanonood ka tapos mag-cellphone ka, ayaw mo na makinig. I think that's our biggest thing that we face now as filmmakers. Do you see any differences between how you make someone kilig or someone glued on the screen or on the TV?
Ironically, yesterday pinag-uusapan namin yan with the writers Because would you pay 400 pesos to watch a rom-com when you know that in a matter of months you'll see it in a platform? Hindi ba? I'm gonna pay 400 pesos to watch Top Gun because I need to see it on the big screen to appreciate it. Whereas a rom-com is now a dime a dozen. And that's why the rom-com has ceased to be an attraction in the cinema. It's not that the quality has gone down, but then the 2 years of the pandemic has changed our preference for where you want to watch your rom-com. Somehow, it's not worth the 400 pesos anymore. Isa pang, no offense meant to Star Cinema, pare-pareho na mapanood mo mga tao Hindi ba? Pare-pareho may napanood ng tao And with the closure of ABS-CBN, namatay ang power of the love team. Kasi nawala yung visibility, yung consistency, pagpapakilig, hindi ba, and the sellability. So, nag-iba, nag-redefine. Now, what does it mean? No, the rom-com will not die, as we decided yesterday. It will just move to another platform. Okay, and they're best now as miniseries. Alright, rather than single standalone movies. Not unless, di ba, yung bang Hello, Love, Goodbye, hindi naman rom-com yun, It's a drama di ba? Drama. It's a drama. It worked because ang combination ng casting and plus it's a really
They're not a love team. Yung Hello, Love, Goodbye, the biggest Filipino film box office, they're not a love team. Catherine Bernardo and Alden Richards, they're not a love team.
Yeah, they're not. And it's a matter of the combining two kingdoms together. Hindi ba? So, it makes a lot of difference. Ikaw, what do you think?
I kind of relate to that, Direk. Kasi I remember our experience then when the BL boom happened in 2020. And back then, we weren't making films the way we used to be making them. So we kind of wanted to invent something where we could shoot it remotely at home. I think Easy also did this with his BL. So parang, so we did those video call romances via the BL genre with Hello Stranger and all those other titles. And parang yun, it was inventing a new language that people were parang it was a new love, parang it was a new language of love that a new audience was also parang understood, di ba? And even when we did the Don Bell rom-com, parang Star really wanted to talk to new audience. Parang wanting to find out if Gen Zs would even watch a rom-com. So the challenge was what kind of love stories would reflect their experiences as well. So parang di na rin naman ako Gen Z, I feel old. I'm an old millennial, tito millennial. Pero yun, parang nagigets ko pa rin yung kilig kasi of being mass-liked on Instagram. Di ba? Parang someone likes like all your photos on your feed down to the last post, bottom of the feed. That's kilig for me. And I felt like putting that on screen parang would, di ba? Parang at least like there's that exciting ways to show young love, at least from how I experienced it back then. So parang yun, parang baka excited naman ako ngayon, Direct Joe, and like seeing like those experience. Paano kaya sila cinematically? Because we're also discovering them as we go. Yun.
Direct Easy?
Easy, kwento mo kung gaano kasarap gawin ng BL series. No, because I'm part of the company that produced that.
Well, actually, totoo yung sinabi ni Direct Joey talaga. Ang biggest challenge talaga after this pandemic is nagbago kasi talaga yung audience. Na-discover nila na parang, ay, pwede naman pala itong panoorin sa Netflix na naglipa na rin yung mga Hollywood at saka K-drama Netflix, rom-com shows doon na parang pag makikipagtapatan tayo, pag hinilera natin doon, sinaswipe lang tayo ng gano'n na parang yung mga tao parang nagbago na in a way na hindi na ako pupunta dyan, maglalabas ng pera, kakain sa labas para lang manood ng something na mapapanood ko rin naman sa napakalaki kong 65-inch TV sa bahay. Ganon din naman siya. So parang tama naman si Direk Joey na ang magiging challenge talaga doon, paano mo siya i-present in a way na worth it siyang ang panoorin sa sinihan, unless gusto mong makita yung mga pores ni Donnie or yung mga gano'n. Pero yung parang, kailangan, ang challenge to as a storyteller and filmmaker, paano natin siya, paano mahihikayat, tama yung sinabi ni Peterson, ng audience na mapapunta sa sinihan, na rom-com ang papanoorin nila. Parang gano'n. So, naging mahirap siya.
Dagdagan ko easy. May nagbukas sa rom-com recently. Sa 10 days showing, alam nyo magkano kinita? 10 days nationwide. Hindi naman, 500,000. Talagang shit. So, do you think ang producer gagawa pa ng rom-com for the cinema? Okay, yun lang.
I think now, Direk, what the pattern I've been seeing is, usually, di ba yung mga online digital platforms, they usually do it parang sabay na natin sa theatrical. Let's see if we can get money from the theatrical and at the same time sa subscribers natin. So I think that's what they're doing now with those digital platforms, no?
Pero kasi ilang beses na rin nangyari na nilalabas and alam natin na talaga nagfi-fail. Tapos napupunta sa sa plan. So talagang kailangan pag-isipan ngayon, siguro yun na pinag-isipan ng mga studios ngayon is kung paano talaga siya ready na ba tayo na wag na lang tayo mag-sine for this kind of genre? Diretso na tayo dito. Total, kung may profit din naman, pinapanood din naman para saan pa yung sine. Pero syempre, we don't wanna abandon the movie houses. So, ang challenge talaga ngayon is, even the love team, like yung Don Bell, sobrang lakas ng love team na yun. So parang yun lang isisine mo. Hindi ka naman magsisine ng ibang love team na namatay din kasi yung power ng love team. Tama si Direk kasi nga, wala ng ABS, wala na silang susundan. Meron ngayon na Barbie at saka David. And now they're planning to do movies na Barbie and David. Pero syempre...
No, pero iba pa rin yun eh. Kasi pag pinusundan ka sa TV, hindi nakakahulugan na may paying audience ka eh. Hindi ba? May mga super big stars sa TV, pag gumawa ng pelikula, nilalangaw. Ibig sabihin kasi...
Classic example.
Alam mo, sa bad ka. Nagla-livestream tayo kung talaga. Okay. Hindi. It doesn't mean that if you are really popular in TV that you have a paying audience. I mean, I think that's one thing that's very well marked right now. There are TV stars and there are movie stars. And at this point, sad to say, we have no more movie stars.
That's true, no? That's the sad reality of it, no?
So mabay pa yung content creators. Kunyari, di ba sa mga content creators, may sinusundan rin tayong mga mag-asawa, mag-love team. So parang mas gusto na ng tao na ganunin lang nila, mapapanood nila yung
So would you say our biggest threat is social media as well?
It's not a threat, because it's part of evolution. I mean, we can't fight it, Gino, eh. We cannot fight it because we are as much an instrument of social media because we cannot exist without social media in defining ourselves as media people, eh. And I have my Facebook, I have my Instagram, I don't do TikTok, okay? But then, I have that, and that's part of my packaging. Okay? In the same manner that we find that, my God, I spend more time watching YouTube Reels at saka Instagram Reels than watching TV. I don't watch commercial TV anymore. Di ba? Because yun ang entertainment natin. And Gino, we can't fight that. That's evolution. And yeah, we were going that way until that pandemic really became a catalyst.
Nag-fast forward talaga.
Nag-fast forward tayo. Tapos sinara pa ABS. Wala, nag-iba ang geography ng filmmaking and even TV. Hindi ba? I mean, Easy and I work in a TV
Oo.
show. Hindi ba?
Ang hirap talaga. Nandun talaga tayo ngayon direct sa ganun. Na hindi natin alam kung paano gagawin natin. Na hindi mas hindi natin alam kung paano gagawin, pero parang we're trying our ways.
Still testing the waters
Oo,
with what's
parang-
happening now after the pandemic.
Kasi for
happened.
example, Direk Cathy Garcia Molina, gumawa siya ng rom-com na Kumu, ang platform. Kasi nga parang tinatry natin
Yes.
talaga wherever we can. It's not actually a threat, sabi nga ni Direk Joe. Hindi naman siya threat eh. It's more of, paano mo gagamitin ito ngayong mga bagong medium na to para makapagkwento pa. Parang ganon. Kasi nung BL nung 2020, ginawa yung mga ganon for the first time. So parang paano natin gagawin?
No, like Easy, di ba? What started the BL series? Sir, there's Thailand, but that's part of the culture of the Thais. It's not something which is phenomenally, wow, mga bading, di ba? Hindi naman, because for them, that's part and parcel of their culture. Di ba? At saka, di ba, twinks, usually ang mga BL naman, hindi naman mga matatandang katulad ko, hindi ba? Hindi na BL yan, OL na yan, old love na yan, hindi ba? So, hindi ba yung mga BL na ginagawa, they're charming because they're twinks. Even girls are fascinated by twinks, hindi ba? Pero you notice Easy, no? I mean, you did a successful one. There are only two really successful ones in terms of the pioneers, namely Game Boys, okay, because they started it, hindi ba? You know, Zoom, di ba? Ang culmination is when they met. At saka, Ben X Jim. If,
Hello Stranger din, Direk.
oh, Hello Stranger.
Stranger,
Okay,
yes.
from mainline na ano. Pero, pag pinakwento ko sa kay Easy yung pagdurusang pinagdaanan niya doing Ben X Jim, hindi kayo maniniwala.
I want to find out more about that. Ano ba yung kwento
Padilim
dyan?
ng padilim yung ano natin, discussion.
Oo nga eh. Nag-off-script pa ako eh.
Parang umaatras na sila papunta dun sa... No, syempre, during the pandemic, syempre, kasama na yung horrors of shooting it. And at the same time, marami ka lang i-consider. Like, syempre, if it's gonna be on YouTube, syempre, aminin naman natin, ang hirap-hirap na mag-monetize doon. So, parang kailangan mo ng 5 million views just to, para umandar yung pera.
And it
doon.
takes 2.5 years to break even.
Mahirap siya. So,
Mahirap.
sabi ko direct.
No, the point is that kahit nagmamigrate tayo sa ibang medium, sa ibang platform, ang hirap pa rin, Gino, because the business model is not yet concrete. Producers do not yet know how to make money out of the business model. Kala nila.
I think it's not just
Kasi
here in
nga
the
biglaan,
Philippines
Direk,
eh.
Kasi nga biglaan nangyari ang
Oo.
lahat.
I think it's happening worldwide.
Oh, it
Bihira na
is.
lang kung ano ka, Top Gun ka, or
Yeah.
Marvel ka. I mean, not all Marvel films kumita rin.
Oo.
So, it's happening worldwide.
Kamusta ba yung mga TFC na yun? Kumikita ba?
Hindi ako familiar din.
Hindi mo alam kung ano. Kasi I'm trying to figure out kung kumikita yung ibang mga local platforms. Ang Viva Max, well,
I think the first non-Bell movie made money.
Yeah.
Online, yeah. Their first digital
They make
movie.
more money online than
Yeah.
sa movie house. Eh. Oo.
That's why their production budget, medyo kailangan maliit. So, mahirap naman yan for filmmakers like us. Syempre, we want a nice location, we want more shooting schedules, di ba? Direct your face.
Mga ano pa lang, mga war memories pa lang.
Nako. So ito na lang, what works for you guys in terms of making pakilig the audience or something that you've seen or something formulated na what do you think works for the audience?
Go Peterson.
Go Peterson, since you just did an Inconvenient Love.
What works? Parang that's actually parang when I felt like I had to direct a rom-com. Parang there was
Sabi ka naman, I had to do it.
No, I mean, I felt like it was, nagagawin ko na siya. Parang ganon. Parang, nakakatawa yung basic question direct eh, na parang in my head, parang paano nga ba mag-direct ng Kilig? Parang ganon. And I had sessions with sila inang Olivia Lamasa.
Pinakilig ka ni Ina.
We had like
Lamang.
one-on-ones because I was really curious and like I wanted to talk with people who were like, di ba, parang they have been making this for so long na, for a while. And she said something illuminating na parang, kilig naman is personal eh, di ba? Parang it's so subjective. Parang what's kilig for me is not kilig for Easy, ganyan, for example. So, or vice versa, ganyan. So, parang ano talaga, tinrust ko na lang na what was kilig for me, at least. Parang, would bounce back to the audience experience.
Sige, what's Kilig for you?
What's Kilig for me?
What's Kilig for you?
Sobrang tweetums ko kasi Gino. I'm a fan of like, kasi I really like making films about young people, the youth, etc. So parang I'm really gunning after the experience of experiencing love for the first time. Yung lahat ng pagbago kasi yung love. Forgive me, I'm young. I want to feel young by making
1992.
movies about the young people. So yun, so I was going back earlier sa mga simple things make me kilig eh. So parang I wanted to like put those small moments as if
3 hours of movies that you want to do. You just have to do it so that you will learn from it. Okay? And then lastly, don't try to be the next somebody, be the first someone. Okay? You can't be, the next Joel Lamangan, the next Olive Lamasan, the next Love Diaz. If you can do films that last 3 days. Okay? You can't be the next someone because you will not be remembered.